cultivators and things like that. Lovely series to play, and the map I was playing on had about 150 fields, but they were like 1 or 2 acres each. So it took 10 minutes to do a thing in a field. Yes, I've seen Scroft is doing Calmsden, so he's got a pre-release version of Calmsden, and one of the first things he found was the gates, Oxy's new gates. I think he said he was using Bullet Bill's gates previously, but Oxy's reworked the gates. They look awesome, the galvanised steel gate poles and what have you look brilliant. He said unfortunately the problem with them is when you open the gate there's a collision on the gate, so there's a collision in the gap where the gate was, so you open the gate, you can't walk through it, and you can't drive your tractors through it. So he's had to go through, in order to make his series work, he's had to delete all the gates that he needs opened. It's sort of kind of things like that. I know I've seen some of the vehicles that have been ported over and they don't look good. I do like someone who will spend the time to learn what's new in the new version of Farm Sim and take advantage of it. One of my favourite mod tractors is the Agco 1000, which you can skin up as a Fendt, standard green Fendt, sort of the beige turquoisey type of Fendt colour, and also the Challenger. I played with it on Farm Sim 17 alongside an Axion 900 from CMT Software, Smetty, and they complemented each other very well. Approximately same horsepower, they could do each other's jobs, which was fun. 19 also had the Agco 1000 very early on, and it was still a really nice mod. And then for 22 it was reintroduced very early, and he hadn't upped the quality of it, so it just didn't, you compare something like that vehicle there with, almost 1970s Space Invader style graphics, and it was like, if only you'd taken the time out, because still, the mod itself worked, it just wasn't the greatest thing. Okay. I think July 4th is done. We did what I needed to do. We will check the store. I think we got up to there yesterday. So we got Lizard Rumbler. I already have one of those. Those are really nice too. I like these. There's 2 of them. Wow, they're cheap. Axion, Arian 500. Don't need something that small. One of those. Smaller one of those. So nothing exciting in the store. I am going to sleep till 5 o'clock in the morning because I think I've got a lot of work in August. So we'll go 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock, go. So yeah, with and as I've said, I don't usually look to switch over to Farm Sim 20 or Farm Sim next version till outside chance maybe January, possibly February or March, and I'm really sitting around waiting for a map that I can play on. I'm also waiting for other things like in the past seasons or GPS, but Giants have added those in. How are we doing? We are doing 84,000 food. Okay, and rain. I guess we need to check on the weather. Oh, it's going to rain till 8. Well, that is unfortunate. Then it's going to be sunny this afternoon. Good. So let's figure out what our plans are. We have crop types, no. Crop types, still no. Growth. Ready to harvest. We've already harvested that. Let's go back to grass. Okay, grass fields are ready to cut. That's going to be ready next month. I don't think that's ready yet. Might drive over there and have a look. Okay. So grass is ready to harvest, but it's raining. Anyway, because and the other thing for me, I tend to look up where is the map based and what crops or animals do they generally grow there, and I try and concentrate on sort of more realistic crops for the region that's modelled, and that means I can't really do sugarcane's not a thing for me. Sugar, beets can be usually. Canola, obviously, rapeseed, that's a thing. But some of the stuff, rice, I'm not going to be doing rice. We have small weeds and it needs herbicide. Okay. Not something I've done in the past. And this is ready to forage. Ooh. Okay, so I can forage the maize. I can cut the grass. And we need to spray weeds on the things. Well, I've got a sprayer fitted out for that, so maybe we'll get that all set up and ready to go. Yeah, cotton. Yeah, cotton's another crop I haven't done. Probably won't be doing rice if I'm in the UK. Now, that was the thing, when I used to do evening streams, that was my opportunity to, okay, I'm going to do an American map, I'm going to do a cotton farm. And that was great. It allowed me to do the other things that I don't get round to doing on British farms. Scotland, back when I was doing law folds, corn was not a crop that they grew in Scotland, because it's the weather's just not conducive to growing maize. But halfway through that series, I did a check back to see what crops are grown, and one of the things that tells you stuff, I discovered Scottish agriculture. They were permitting 2 farms to grow corn, not for human feed, it was for animal feed, and it was only in a limited supply, so it was just, hey, grow some corn and see how it works out. And so I thought, okay, well, my Lawfolds farm, that's obviously we've got a license to produce the corn, which meant I could grow a limited number of cornfields. And I used to base the percentage, my field load out with approximate percentages. So we do a lot of barley. If I had a choice of growing a thing, okay, we need about 50% of my fields need to be growing barley. I haven't kept up with this map. We do grow a field of barley usually, although this year year 6 I grew oats instead of barley. And just, I grew the corn, I bought some pigs, I fed the corn to the pigs. I didn't bother foraging the corn because I was foraging grass most of the year, because Lawfolds had this big field on the south edge of the map that took ages to cut. It starts out as mat grass, but I bothered to plough up the field and reseed it as grass, and it good supply of grass for my sheep and my cows. Okay, we need. Did I look in the store? Don't recall. That was as far. Oh, look at that! I want one of those. I'm not going to have the money for it. Oh, and a 700 vat. Oh, no, that's small. And I also want one of those, I think. TTV8. GPS, wheel setup. It's 287. What's my Lamborghini? $258. So it's the next model up. We'll keep an eye on that, I think. For now, we need to get to 8 o'clock, so skip the times. So I think I also try and do all the Farm Sim achievements. Unfortunately, I still haven't got Farm Sim 19. I think sheep and... No, I did sheep. I did 1,500 sheep in a field type of farm there. But I didn't do pigs or cows in Farm Sim 19. Here I haven't done a lot of things. I haven't done sheep on either of my series. And again, that goes back to if I was playing on... if I was playing weekdays as well, then potentially I would do those achievements. But also on 19 I haven't done any of the collectibles on any of the Giants maps or anything like that. Oh, damn it! Get off the field. Oops. Well, that was a bit of a mistake. I just killed some of my my poplars. Idiot. Fortunately, I do have narrow wheels in the shed that I can fit onto the Massey Ferguson. So you can go back in there. That was a bit of an unforeseen disaster. Now I have to go and find my narrow wheels. Massey Ferguson, customize. narrows. Good. We've got continentals and wides. Oh, and standards. Okay, we'll load on the narrows because they don't look completely stupid like some of the Trillborg tyres do. Oh, engine. Back up. So maybe with the possibility of Teenage Osa going away, I'm not going to worry too much about Farm Sim 25. All of the achievements for now. We'll worry about them later. I'm not going to fix that patch of dead poplars now. What I will do is when we harvest them, I'll replant that bit manually. Okay, fold that again, and look, I can drive on the crop without killing it. Okay, and actually this used to be my field tractor, so it's a good thing. Good thing we still have it. I had been thinking of getting rid of it. There's really not a lot of weeds on this field. Obviously I can't run out here with a weeder because that would probably destroy the crop too. Should be a bad thing. And we do not have GPS on this tractor. So this is going to be an adventure. So yeah, I mean, as far as Farm Sim 25 goes, I haven't done pigs. I haven't done a proper pig farm. There is goats now. That would be a UK type of thing. And I haven't done horses. I'm not a big fan of horses. Horses is the sort of thing I would do if I'm playing a farm with Mrs. Osa. And she doesn't have Farm Sim 25. Her PC might actually be able to run it. But mine, I did an upgrade back in November. Pretty much gutted what I had and replaced everything except the hard drive. I did replace the SSD. I had, yeah, everything got replaced. Turns out it was a good job that I decided to replace the power supply with a 750 watt one because I was torn and thought I could save some money by not getting a new power supply. Turned out I only had a 650, which probably was going to be straining itself to run all the new bits. So that was actually fortunate I did that. But yeah, for things like horses, I'd buy a small horse pasture, stick 2 horses in it. I would ride one, Mrs. Osa would ride one, and you know, they get trained every day and gain value and all the rest of it. But when it's just me, it's kind of a big deal caring for all of the horses. Most of the rest of the animals, it's just, hey, feed them and reap the rewards. I mean, some things can get frustrating, like running 120,000 litres of milk down to the dairy every day. But that's okay. Okay, so that's one lap. Fortunately, using this doesn't damage your crops. Not like driving over them with big large tyres does, but we'll look past that. And I have heard we are not getting precision farming for Farm Sim 25. That was a limited deal which we got in 19. It was ported over because it was still contracted for 22, but that's now done. And unless Giants decides, yeah, that was successful, we're going to do it again, we're probably not going to see it again. So everything I do is going to go back to the need to fertilise everything twice. There's no environmental bonus, so the only thing you're working towards is getting best yield. And I have found with precision farming, it's you can either get a perfect score or you can get the best yield, but generally you can't get both. So you have to take a hit on something. I'm taking a hit on the environmental bonus. So typically the best I can get is 11 to 12% financial bonus when I sell, if I remember to lime the fields and do all the rest of the things you're supposed to do in the fields. Now, occasionally I've forgotten to lime a field, or I've forgotten to spray the field, and at that point you're like, oh, going to lose a little bit of environmental score, which is going to affect the bonus I get. But on the whole, so long as I'm getting the best yield I can, I don't mind that. So, but yeah, we won't have things like a precision sprayer for herbicide anymore. We won't have crop sensors on the tractors. So, and that doesn't matter for fertilizing. That doesn't actually matter, because you still have the application rate, the auto application rate for fertilizer. So you don't use more than you need to as you drive over a field. But with herbicide, without the weed sensors, you're going to spray the entire field, and that's going to affect your crop yield. So I don't spray herbicide. I prefer to have a weeder or a hoe. Won't need to do direct seeding, so having a cultivator and a separate planter, that's fine. But if you've got precision farming running, the bonus is or you get the better bonus if you direct drill, so you're not cultivating the field. Now you can actually cheat the game by cultivating the field anyway, and then going out with the direct seeder so that you get the full credit of direct seeding, even though you actually cultivated it. It's in the rules, not necessarily in the spirit of things. There we go. So Let's pull this up again. And weeds. There's a couple of weeds over here, but that's about it. And there's some harvested ground there, which is a little bit unfortunate. The problem is I can't replant there now because we've moved into August, so that section would be 1 month delayed for being ready to harvest. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? There is some grass that needs to be cut, and I need to have my mower out there cutting it. Oh well, I'll get this done, then we'll start the mower off on the big field. And I think the other thing, as I said, we need to do is forage the maize. I do have an empty bunker over there, so that's all good to go. So I guess we're back to the repetitive jobs again. And then one of the reasons I'm thinking of stepping away from cows for the next series is I'm kind of done with making 3, 4, 5, about 6 million tons of silage every year. It would be nice to take a break from that. As I said, I might explore the piggies because they produce natural fertilizer for the fields, which I'm a fan of, and they eat all the crops, so growing everything would be fun for a change. Don't think I've really done that since Lawfolds, when I actually added pigs. I think it got to November, and yeah, Farm Sim 19's just come out. I'm now waiting on a map, so played, sort of looked at the achievements. Oh, I haven't done pigs yet. Well, let's do those. So I filled the pig pen up and started feeding them with everything I grew. But at that point, I needed to grow corn, and corn was allowed. So that was a good thing. But a long time ago. I haven't had a farm with pigs on since Farm Sim 17.